Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to the next movie review for Halloween month. And long time ago, I've already I reviewed this film long time ago, but I think it was because I had just like a certain amount of time for the videos back then. So I just wanted to re-review this movie again, and watching it again, just it's still a stupid movie. It still is. So today I'll be re-reviewing of the found footage film called from 2008 called Quarantine. It still is a very dumb, stupid movie. Now the thing is though, once again Quarantine. It's a remake of the Spanish film. I think it was Spanish, yeah, called Wreck. And yeah, it's a remake called Wreck from yeah, it was a Spanish movie, which had all those sequels as well. But this is a remake, which, for what I remember, I think this is like an exact copy of Wreck, for what I remember. But I haven't seen Wreck in a long time though. And okay, but before I get into the movie, okay, it's directed by John Eric Dowdle, who directed he directed the film called the Poughkeepsie Tapes, which for a long time is not on Blu-ray. I think it is. I don't remember though. But the Poughkeepsie Tapes, and then he also directed the film called Devil, which was like taking place in an elevator, which that was a film that M. Night Shyamalan he produced. He didn't direct it though, but he produced it. But the guy directed Devil was called Devil, is what it was. But I think the best film he's done, because he got in 2014 or 15, he directed an action thriller film called No Escape, which had starred Owen Wilson, and Pierce Brosnan was in it. It was a film that Owen Wilson, he was in this country overseas and with his family, and this old big riots, and this almost pretty much taking over the country, I think it was. And Owen Wilson was trying to get out of there with his family to safety, you know. And I was like, okay, because I liked No Escape, Owen Wilson outside of his comedic zone, doing something more of a serious thriller, And I like No Escape. I think he did a good job in that film. I think that's the best film that John Eric Dowdle did. And then he did this film, of course. But with this film, of course, this film, its marketing is so freaking stupid, that in the posters and the trailers and the TV spot, including the DVD cover, where it gives away the freaking ending of the movie. That's how bad this marketing was. I mean, you basically, whenever you watch a TV spot or a trailer from back then, or you can still watch it now, you haven't seen it though, but still, I mean, when even the posters and the DVD cover just gives away the freaking ending of the movie, where it shows Jennifer Carpenter being dragged away. Yeah, because this film has no, the marketing of the people who made this movie have no problem spoiling the ending for you. So basically, you don't need to watch the movie because hey, the ending's right here, But the film made a little bit of money on its budget of $12 million, made $41 million, and so it was kind of a decent hit. It has a 55% on Rotten Tomatoes, so the film was basically 50-50 on. But I think still this is a freaking lame, stupid found footage movie because there were so many stupid things that happens in this movie. Where I'm like, the people who has no brain cells in this movie. So what do I mean? Well, it stars Jennifer Carpenter. She's been in quite a few movies. Especially one, mostly remember her for, she was in The Exorcism of Emily Rose. She played Emily Rose. That was a film that Scott Derrickson, remember that, the director of Doctor Strange, and recently The Black Phone, he directed that film. But she played Emily Rose in that movie. It also stars Jay Hernandez, which you probably can see him right here. He was a star in Hostel, which the film was good on its gore and all that stuff, and wasn't big on the first half of the movie. I wasn't big on though, but wait till the third half, the last half the third act I was trying to say, with Jay Hernandez, how the way he gets back at the people and kills a bunch of the bad guys and he escapes, you know. I like that. I think that that third act made up for the movie of Hostel for me, which I reviewed. That you can check it out, you know. And which of course a stupid sequel, which that just Jay Hernandez he just killed off at the beginning of the movie. I'm not gonna bother reviewing Hostel 2 because it was done right there at the moment that Jay Hernandez died at the start of the movie. But Jay Hernandez, he also stars on a couple of other things. Like he recently played El Diablo in the Suicide Squad. You know, he was the tattooed guy with controlling the fire and all that stuff. I mean, I liked him in this movie. He was like one of the best characters in this movie, though. Other people, you have Columbus Short. He plays a cop in this film. He's been also in a couple of the films. I remember he was in Armored with Matt Dillon and Lawrence Fishburne. Fred Ward was in that. Columbus Short. He was like the lead guy. Who's I'll review Armor some other time later, but he was in that though. Steve Harris, he plays the cameraman, which remember he was one of the Marines in The Rock. And Jonathan Shake, which he plays another fireman, the Jay Hernandez's fireman partner, which he was in the remake of the Prom Night movie. He was the killer in that. So, I did not mind Jonathan Shake as the other fireman. But getting into the story, that's I said I'll just review because I reviewed this a long time ago, but it was only shorter though. But getting into the premise of the movie, Jennifer Carpenter, she's a reporter. Steve Harris, he's the cameraman. She's a news reporter who's doing a report on these firemen, you know, on their day-to-day jobs, right? They meet with Jay Hernandez and Jonathan Shake, which they had a little fun back and forth. Which I always forget the line was they said, I forget it was either Jonathan Shake or Jay Hernandez said, it's like, which we say was it ass head or monkey head or something, or ass mugger or something like that, and then one says, would that be considered a swear word? And they're having a little fun, you know, back and forth with the two firemen until they get a call to this apartment complex. Which this takes place in Los Angeles, I think it was. Los Angeles. And they get called to this apartment complex. There's two other cops there. One of them is Columbus Short and his partner. And one thing leads to another, which turns out there's things are going haywire in this building because there's like an infection going around, right? And they get quarantined. Everyone in the building gets quarantined, and which people say like with 28 Days Later, they say rabies, which or makes these people go insane crazy. Which that's a debate. Which you say if they're zombies or not, though. Which I would say 28 Days Later. I say they're zombies. This is what these rabies have made these crazy people do. So I say they're zombies. But then. And from then, they're just trying to figure out how to get out of the building. But just so many stupid things that go wrong. The people do make in this movie, you know. That's the point, you know. The biggest problem is that people do too many stupid freaking things, you know. Like, okay, for instance, like they're knocking on doors, you know, trying to get people gather people. Like, there's this one person like watching static TV. This lady, right? And Jay Hernandez, he's looking at the person when the camera pans, you know, and Jay Hernandez is like, hey, are you okay? You okay? I mean, the person is obvious, the lady's obviously like all drooling and bloody nose and all that stuff, like, you know. I'm like, this woman's already so messed up, you know. It's like, oh, you're okay? What do you think that, you think she's not okay? You think all that stuff she's dripping on her face, bleeding and all that stuff, she thinks she's okay? And then there's also a thing with this little girl as well, which I'll get into later though. But then one there's another that one infected person bites Jonathan Shake, and also a cop too as well. He gets bitten too. And there's a stupid where even the people who got bit, you know, like Jonathan, like the fireman, the cop, and whatever, everyone gathers into this one room where a couple of these people got infected. I'm like, should you put them like in another room and then so that we keep them contained and that we don't just stand in the freaking room with them with the infected? And which with Jonathan's shake, like I mentioned, the firemen, because we got bit though. But all of a sudden, when they're downstairs, all of a sudden we see the fireman fall. But he's still alive because he's infected. But they just put everybody in one room where all these infected people are. I'm like, and that's when they're quarantined. Like all the authorities are outside, like giving the news, telling some bullcrap stories, saying, "Oh, the whole building's been evacuated and all that." Like for one instance, one guy stupidly he rips on one of the plastic things over the windows, and then the people outside they shoot him. And it's like everybody does like the exact wrong thing all the time in this movie. I mean, but, like people have no common sense of brain cells in this movie, and like for especially one stupid scene where you get two of these guys in hazmat suits, right? And they're at they go to like one of them was like the fireman, and they inject something into the fireman, right? And they freaking. As soon as they do that, the guy turns his back, right? The guy turns his back, and that's when the fireman bites the guy. And then they get out of there. I'm like, I want to be turning someone who's infected, right? Because for the jump scare, right? I want to be turning my back, so I would keep my eyes on those, But that guy gets infected, and then one leads to another. They get out, and then this whole stupid thing with this girl. I think the girl at the time is played by Joey King, which later on she would go and star in like White House Down, The Conjuring, or even recently in Bullet Train. She was like one girl that was on the train that also assassin, right? I think that the little girl thing was played by Joey King, who just later on starred in White House Down and The Conjuring and Bullet Train. But the girl bites her. The girl bites her mom, and she runs upstairs. And the mom is going like, "Oh no, don't hurt her! Please don't hurt her!" In this point, she's been bitten, and she's like, "Oh, please don't hurt her!" And what does the cop do? The cop handcuffs her to the stairs, right in the front of the staircase. I'm like, great job, because people have to run by the staircase, and even if she turns, supposedly if they want to go upstairs, they run past it because this woman is infected. He just handcuffs her to the stairs because everyone has to go by that staircase, because. But anyway, But why would they run after more of the stupid thing is they go after the girl. Why would they go after the girl who's been infected? That's what I mean. This is the stupidity in this movie, That's the issue, because all these people in this movie is stupid. They all do the exact stupid things. And so yeah, with handcuffing the infected mom to the stairs, they stupidly chase after the girl, and just the people and the other doctor, who was the second guy, who was also in the hazmat suit, right? He tells them to give him this syringe and say, "Oh, inject her with this." I'm like, what good does that do? Because you've injected one into the fireman already, and that's when you go and bit your partner, So what good is this other syringe, this stuff is going to do, this drug is going to do to the girl? If it didn't work on the fireman, what makes you think it's going to be a help on the girl? People, like I said, people have no logic or common sense in this movie. They don't. But anyway, and then when they find the girl, Columbus Short, the cop, right? The girl is by this time is which by the way, I thought before I read, for watching, right? They said, I don't know why I said that. For what I was watching, they said that the girl, she's been like this for like a week or two, right? Which is funny that why would this take this girl so long to turn already, while the people who's been infected in this movie, in this building, takes like 5 minutes or so, but yet it takes this girl to like a week or so to fully turn. But anyway, when the girl, but anyway, Columbus Shorts, the cop, like I said, the girl was infected, right? Urgh. And the cop stupidly says, "Yo, come on, give me your hand," because he puts his hand over and say, "Give me your hand, little girl." And then that's where we get this scene right here where she jumps on the cop, where you can see it right here in this little spot right here, where she goes and attacks and bites him. Right there. Give me your hand, he says. Oh my freaking god, man. People are so freaking stupid in this movie. So after that, then they run, and there's this one guy who all of a sudden, just by coincidence, says, "Oh, I just remember something. There's a passage in the sewer. Maybe we can use to get out of there." So yeah. Oh, you just forgot about it, right? Oh yeah. Also, I forgot about there's this underground passage in the sewer. We can get out there. I forgot about it. Oh, until I bring it up till now. But the thing is, by this time, they can't go back down. They can't go back down because all these people are infected, and they can't run past because the infected ones are the stairs too, right? So they have no choice but to go up. And by this time, they're in the elevator, and this is when the moment they step out of the elevator, that's when Jay Hernandez he dies, he gets bit, which is too bad because I liked him in the movie, but he dies, he gets bit, and then it's just the cameraman. And then it's Jennifer Carpenter and Steve Harris. Then I forgot to mention with Steve Harris, the cameraman, when he hits somebody with the camera, when he because it's from this camera's view, right? When he hits somebody, the camera doesn't break or the lens, right? So yeah, that's a very strong lens or glass on the lens. When he hits somebody with the camera, the lens of the glass of the lens doesn't break. By the time, but when they finally get up to the attic, that's when they find all these, this person's been doing all these weird experiments up in the attic, and the cameraman gets attacked, and then that's when we get the final shot right here of Jennifer Carpenter, right here, is when she gets dragged away, and that's when the movie ends. And which, by the way, like I said, oops, fumbled it. This is found footage, and this was left up in the attic, right, when it ended. How does footage get out? If someone could explain it to me, how did this footage get out if it was left up in the attic, with all these people infected, They could just bomb the building, but how did this footage get out? It just magically appears. It just magically appeared out to the public. That's how they found the footage. Just by teleportation, probably. So yeah. This movie is this found footage movie is so stupid, Like I said, it's the main issue is that all these people, they just do the exact opposite thing. They just keep making stupid decisions. I mean, what positives I can say? I like Jay Hernandez, and I did not mind Jonathan Shea as the two firemen, Columbus Short as the cop. I didn't mind him until up into that stupid part where he goes and talks to the infected girl. "Oh, please give me your hand," until she goes and bites his ass. Stupid character moments like like handcuffing the infected mom to the stairs because no one has to go by that staircase. So, but you can't go up there or go past because that woman's in the way because she's handcuffed to her and she's been bitten and infected. What logical reason? And why did they go chase after that infected girl? Why? Or why would the guy that has him so he goes and turns his back on the infected fireman? Or the guy, just by coincidentally, I forgot that there was a underground passage in the sewer that we can get out at. Yeah, which you could have said from the whole big start of this whole shit hit the fan, type of thing, Oops, I just forgot. And then, even Jay Hernandez, when she's looking at this woman, when the camera pans, I was like, "Are you okay?" And then the camera pans, the woman's all, bloody mess, I mean, other people, I just didn't care for Jennifer Carpenter this much in this movie. That's like say, I didn't care for her at all much of this movie. I mean, at least Jay Hernandez was Jonathan Shea I liked, and the Columbus Short I kind of liked more. Which I wish they would have survived, not her. Maybe they're the ones that got out and they retrieve this footage, and if they did get out, they take the footage with them and then just, oh, here you go, here's your footage, here's your horror show, you know. Maybe that's how the footage got out. Who knows? So, in Quarantine, and there was a sequel to this called Quarantine 2 Terminal, which that's not a found footage film. This is an actual movie, which never saw, don't even care for, because I probably know it's going to suck anyway. Probably more characters making dumb decisions as well. But Quarantine, yeah, it's a remake of Wreck. I think it's almost an exact copy of Wreck though. But like I said, I haven't seen Wreck in a long time, so I can't judge on if it's an exact carbon copy. I haven't seen any of those sequels either. So, but I remember just watching the first one. But I'll have to sometime rewatch Wreck sometime, see if it's an exact thing though. But yeah, Quarantine, just another found footage film that sucked. Like majority of these found footage movies that suck. I mean, there's been some that I didn't like. I love the Blair Witch Project, the Blair Witch Project our three characters. I mean, the thing is, though, they're in the middle of the woods. They're just trying to figure out where to go. Yeah, it's like. Or we couldn't make the logic, saying they could just drop the camera too, like they could have in this movie too, but no, they need this for the public to see. Well, like Blair Witch Project, that makes more sense with the three characters though. As Above, So Below, I like that movie. I like that. That was a good found footage film, and most of the people, they didn't die in that movie. They got out of there safely. Other ones. Afflicted, which I reviewed a while back. I like that film, Afflicted, which I also reviewed. The St. Francisville Experiment. Nobody dies in that movie. Exists. It was a found footage Bigfoot film. I even like that film. That was even from one of the directors of the Blair Witch Project, for what I remember. I like Exists. The Pyramid sucked. This film sucked. Well, the found footage films, if I remember, that people don't. The Paranormal Activity movies. I forgot about those Paranormal Activity movies. I don't remember not being that big on those movies either, if I remember. But The Tunnel. I remember liking The Tunnel. That's another one I'll have to review too. The Tunnel. That's another found footage I liked. Yeah, there's some found footage films I can deal with, and I liked, but a lot of times, not a lot of times found footage doesn't have to end the same way where everybody dies. Oh yeah, that's right. The Devil Inside. That's another found footage film that sucked. I forgot to mention that. The Devil Inside. That's another one I forgot to mention. That's how forgettable that movie was, because I forgot about it right now. Until now, I say. That's another found footage film that sucked. The Devil Inside. But, I always complain that a lot of times how found footages end the same way, but not every time, though. As Above, So Below, St. Francisville Experiment, people lived in that movie. So not every found footage film has to end the same way, Always use something that's different. But this is another found footage film that sucked. Oh yeah, Apollo 18. Interesting idea, found footage film on the moon. I like the idea of that movie, but the payoff was lame, and the film ended up sucking. That's another one. Apollo 18, where everybody dies. Well, it's only two guys though, but still, it's another downbeat ending anyway. So yeah, that's another one to the one that's sucked list. Apollo 18. Like I said, interesting idea, but just bad payoff. But anyway, going back onto Quarantine, there's not much I can say. I mean, hey, if you try to avoid the poster or this this cover here, or if you haven't seen this film the first time, try to avoid this image here, because otherwise this is the spoiled ending right here. Like I said, stupid marketing where. Whose ever idea to put the ending of this movie on the posters and let alone the trailer and TV spots, is an absolute idiot, because, hey, maybe people don't know until the end of the movie. No, this is the exact ending of the movie. whoever did the marketing for the posters and stuff like this is a freaking idiot. So, well, hey, there's your. If anyone else has seen this movie, don't bother because this is the ending of the movie. So anyway, yeah, that's my re-review of Quarantine. It still sucks. It still does. But anyway, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next review for Halloween month, and we'll see you on the next video. Later.